Chauncey, I just wanted to hear your thoughts on reading your defender, even though I know it's probably it's at the instinct level now.
Yeah.
But you got any thoughts about reading your defender?
Well, I think there's a couple. I think, you know, one, you got to know what kind of defender is he. Does he defend with his length? Does he defend with his quickness or his strength? You know, or all of them, which is the toughest defender. But I think if you got a guy who defends with his length most of the times, for me, you know, the best thing is to get into his body, you know, to make sure I make contact with him and keep him, you know, from getting to me, you know.
Gotcha.
As opposed to like a little quick guy, you know, a little quick guy, I definitely, you know, want to try to get into his body. And most times, you know, because, you know, I'm not super quick, you know, but I got some quickness, but, you know, that's important for me to get into his body too and be able to use my strength to my advantage. And the guy that's just as strong as me, you know, is you got to be a little quicker. You know, you got to be a little quicker,
right.
A little more, you know, cerebral, you know, and
right.
knowing the game a little more, just little tricks and, you know, little things that make some guys successful.
I would be scared to let you face me up. You know, if you're on the dribble
right.
and I do this and I allow you to face me on the dribble, then I really think I'm at your mercy. So
right.
I think I'd have a tendency to try to force you to stay in some kind of power dribble stance like this. Yeah, like this. You know?
Right.
Now from here, what do you do?
Now from here,
how do you?
If I get him here, you know, and I'm in scoring area,
right.
and I take 2 steps and he's still on me, if I can get my shoulder on him, if I can get, you know what I mean, where I can get my shoulder.
This is where you're talking about getting your body
this,
into it.
This is where I can get my body in him,
right.
where I can take my dribble, boom, you know what I mean? And he got to give a little way.
Right.
Boom, and now I can get me a little space now. Now when he comes back up, now I'm gone.
Yeah, now you're facing,
yeah,
again.
I can face him up.
That's scary.
Now I can get by him and get in front of him. Now he's right here now.
Gotcha.
There's nothing that he can do.
You've made that move, you've created some space, and now you're going around and you're out of your shooting range. You're in this mid-range. You're not at the goal.
Right.
You're not at the 3. In here. I'm telling you, there's a lot of, I hear it from coaches everywhere that we're weak in the mid-range. A lot of players in the mid-range.
Yeah, we are. I agree. I think, you know, you know, my age players, you know, which, you know, I think we've gotten in, the players are just so athletic now that when they're younger, now we work on shooting a long shot or getting by and trying to dunk on somebody.
Yeah, one of the two.
You know, so it's really been, it's like a gift and a curse, you know.
Right.
We're more athletic now, but, you know, I don't think, you know, fundamentally, I think we struggle a little bit as far as making these shots, you know, 15, 16 footers, you know, finishing right and left hand, you know, stuff like that, because we've been so gifted that we can just get by, you know, or a lot of us can get by and just dunk on somebody or, you know, finish above the rim. So I think our medium range game has struggled because of that.
What's telling you to pull up and take that?
Those big men, that second line of defense.
Good.
Know,
I just wanted the players to hear that.
Yeah, that second line of defense is.
Because you know, you said earlier that, you know, when you're younger and you're athletic enough that, in whatever level it is, maybe it's middle school or high school, you either shoot the 3 or you make it all the way to the rim. Well, then to the next level, though, those guys are more athletic too.
Exactly.
And you make it down there and it gets sent to the cheap seats, you know?
Yeah.
And it might take them, this is what I'm hearing from college coaches, that they've said, you know, it takes us 2 years to try and take a freshman and develop a mid-range game. He spends his freshman year eating everything that he's been finishing with.
I mean, if you look at it, say a guy starts playing ball at 8. He goes to college at 17, okay? That's all those years from 8 to 17, he's working on either shooting a 3 or getting to the basket and throwing a finger roll or dunking when he gets old enough.
Right.
So, you know, that's 7, 8 years where he's known one thing, either shoot a long 3 or get to the basket. Now you go to college and, you know, it's going to take you, it's going to take you a long time to be able to know, for one, to read when to shoot this shot, and 2, be able to knock it down with people all around, you know what I mean? So that shot takes time to get that shot, you know, to really perfect that shot.
Are you comfortable taking that shot with someone that you've only beat halfway, still on your side, or do you have to beat him clean to take that?
Well, it depends. Like if I'm going to my left,
yeah,
you know, and I get in here and I get in my area, he's still on my side.
This way, right? Yeah.
Then if I just go straight up, I'm not really that comfortable.
Okay.
Because he's right there, he's on my strong hand.
Right.
It's an easy block for him.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going left and I get him on my side, I'm gonna take an extra dribble and try to, you know, get a little space.
Gotcha.
You know, little dribble into him, a little space. Now I'm fine. Now I'm fine. Now if I'm going right and I had that same problem,
okay.
now I got him over here. He got to reach all the way across my body to affect my shot.
Gotcha.
So he can be right here and I'll be perfectly fine.
He's got to come all the way over here.
Got to come all the way over
here. So you
here.
don't care so much about hopping over here to create space.
Right.
If the defender's on that side.
If he's on that side, he got to come a long ways, you know,
Gotcha.
to get my shot.
Gotcha.
On this side, it's easy. I'm putting it right where he's at. So
sure. Right here in his face.
you got to be a little craftier, you know,
Gotcha.
on that side.
Excellent, excellent. Have you got any thoughts, maybe just principles that that you could share with players once you're going to try to finish with that second line of defense down there?
Yeah, it's a tough read. You know, like for me, a lot of times, you know, I like to finish on the sides of the rims as opposed to in the front. If I'm coming in right here, you know, it's a tougher shot because you got my guys down here too, and you know I'm still trying to finish, and it's only a straight in shot now. You know, it's either a floater. You know, you got to worry about them taking a charge. You know, it's just a lot to worry about. On the sides, I think it's a little easier because now I got options. You know, I got options. Now I can get in here, and if I pick it up, you know, I still got my 1-2 steps where I can get around either way now.
Right.
Or I can throw them off balance here with a glass shot or a straight in shot. So I like to finish, you know, on the sides of the basket as opposed to the front of the basket.
You just caught it, and I'm right here.
And you right there?
I'm right here.
For me, if you right there, I'm shooting a jumper.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
For me, if you give me that much room, I'm going to make you pay.
Okay.
You know?
So how much room is that? I mean, you tell me. How much room is how much says shot, you know, how much says shoot?
I think if I feel like I can get up, you know, get to right here.
Yeah.
While you still raising out of your position and you 2 or 3 feet away, then you can't really affect my
so
shot.
it doesn't. What you're saying here is it doesn't matter how close I am.
Yeah, if
I just don't mess with this getting there.
Right. If you down there, you can be right here. If you down there and I can get up here, if I can get squared up,
I can't come up.
Then I don't feel like you can get to it.
I agree.
Unless you 6'7", 6'8", you know what I mean, with the crazy wingspan.
Right.
You know.
No, I've never really understood this. The hands here.
Right.
On a shooter, on someone that can shoot from here.
Right.
Because if you can chamber the ball and get it up, then
if I
you
can
might
get
as
the
well
ball, if I got you right there,
right, hands
and
here.
I can, you know, what I mean, I got my feet where I need them, where I can get you. Worrying about that, and I can get here.
Get it up to there.
Then I'm not really worried about where you at.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
I want the players to hear that because this is obvious.
Yeah, that's obvious.
This is
right
obvious,
there.
but most think that they're guarded right here.
Right.
And I don't think they are if they can shoot from here.
If you got a quick release and you know and you got a strong base where you know I don't have to come all the way down into my, you know what I mean, I can shoot it from here.
Right.
I can, you know what I mean, boom, I can be up and shoot it from right here.
Gotcha.
So if you can do that, then you know what I mean, that stance right there still have you in trouble.
Gotcha. So you've burned me that way, okay? So now I'm not going to change. I'm not going to get any closer to you because I'm scared of you going around me. But now I'm going to mess with this ball in the shot pocket. I'm just going to keep something in here so you can't chamber. Okay.
Right.
So
now, if you doing that now, I got to get back in. I got to get into my triple threat now. Okay.
All right.
Now I see you had to take a step back. You had to respect.
Yeah.
You had to respect
I have to
that.
respect that.
Right. You had to respect that.
Let's do this in a very elementary way. If I don't, go ahead. Here we go. I'm sticking my hand in here.
No, I'm gone.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, so you attack this lead foot here. All right.
I would attack that. I would definitely attack that lead foot.
Okay, so even if I'm got this
if
one
you
as
that
a lead
way,
foot and I'm trying
if
to
you
mess
that
with
way,
your shot pocket.
then I'm stepping right by you.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Now, here, and you took your step and I And I respected this.
And you respected that.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna do it again. I want to see if you're gonna change your footing back up. If you don't, I got a jump shot.
Gotcha.
Now,
Okay,
if you
so
do,
if I do,
now I came here.
yep.
And I
And if
step
I
back,
don't step again?
and you step back up with me.
Right.
And it's just the same thing.
Okay.
But this time,
All right.
I'm not coming down. See, I got your hand. You know how you got your hand around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna bring my hand down, I'm not ball down because your hand is down. I'm gonna come over the top. So you come back with the hand. I'm coming over the top.
I need you to do that again. That's excellent. First, I was here messing with your shot,
Okay.
right?
And then I was here.
I respected it.
Now when you come
I
back,
came back.
now I'm here.
So you
over
took
the
the
top.
ball over the top.
Over the top.
Gotcha.
And it keeps me in a good mode. It gives me more of a head of steam as opposed to coming down.
Right.
Now I can just do it over the top.
Right. What the camera can't see is what I can feel, and I can feel you getting this shoulder on this one. I can feel you brushing me all the way down the side here when you make that. I don't think there's much chance for me to swing.
No, you'd be
recover.
out of the play. If I can get to that point where I can get all this by you out of the play.
So really, you're trying to clear this shoulder on this shoulder before.
I'm getting this shoulder by your lead
as quick as
shoulder.
you can.
Okay.
I like that a lot.
So I'm coming here. I'm getting all this by you.
Gotcha.
Nothing that, you know what I mean? This is
No,
tough
I know
play.
exactly
Tough
what you
play.
mean because I've known defenders and I've done it myself when you start this move, like when you start this move, people, they hang you just for a second, just to give them a chance to, and refs can't see it, and but they'll try to hang.
See, the thing is, when I turn, I don't have to turn right here. I can get all the way around where you can't really hook me with your shoulder.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If I'm halfway, now you still can hook me.
Right.
Back me up. But I'm coming this way. You can't get just my back right there.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? It's my back. You can't really.
There's a small difference there, isn't there?
Yes, but it's a big difference.
Oh, I know it's big, but it's just a small movement by you.
Yeah, it's either here.
Yeah, I can still hang that. I can still
you can
catch
still
that.
hang that
I
one.
can still catch that. Yeah.
But if you get my back,
right,
you can't really. Ain't nothing you can do. You know.
Gotcha. I really like that though, taking the ball over the top.
Yeah.
If my hands are down, there's just space here.
I do that a lot, even when I'm dribbling the ball. If I know it's a defender.
Yeah.
It's a defender that knows the regular crossover is just it's just the crossover right there.
Under my hands. Yeah.
Just a low crossover.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I'm faster and more explosive when I can come down and I'm just like that, boom. See what I'm saying?
And you're going over.
Over the top. It's not a carry.
Right.
It's the same. I'm just grabbing the ball, boom, coming over the top, as opposed to down low, where all your power and strength is waiting on that.
Oh, I'm down here.
And I'm coming over the top, I haven't lost stride at all, and I can go, do whatever.
Do you ever sweep below? You went
I
over
sweep
me?
below. I sweep below sometimes. Say you playing me with your arm out right there, right?
Yeah.
I sweep below, just like this. If I can get your arm, you know what I mean, when I'm sweeping, it don't look like I'm going nowhere. But if I can get this low, you looking at my body, you're not really looking at my legs.
Right.
So you don't know really where I'm at. So if I can sweep down here, then I'm gone. Then I'm under you and I'm gone. You can't really tell if I'm going or not because my legs are under me. You know what I mean? And when I sweep, you can't drop that leg back fast enough to catch me. You know what I mean?
Yes, it seems to me like you're intent on clearing your shoulders first. And
I need to get my shoulder. For me,
I
need to get my shoulders by.
Gotcha.
Because that's where my strength is at. So if I do get my shoulders by and I can get back in here.
You're cutting off my line.
Now I'm pulling. Either you're going to run into me or you got to give up. You know what I mean? Give me a shot.
Right.
If you all up under me, right?
Right.
And I catch the ball.
Right.
And I bring it up. And I step you off with my leg right there.
Yeah, once again, there's that hip.
Now I got room. You got to give me that. Now I got room to face you back up and get triple threat. Now I get my space back.
Excellent.
But if I can catch you running, if I can get the ball split second before you get there and you running hard, I'm going to get in and just take off.
For sure.
You can't stop and go and catch me, you know what I mean, at the same pace that I'm getting it and going.
That's our next video.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've got one coming right behind this one that's weak side. It's everything. It's that game before the ball touches your hands. You follow me?
Yeah,
There's a
Exactly.
whole unexplored game
it
there, I
is.
think.
It really is.
Chauncey, in your first 3 years in the league, you shot 28.7% from the three. Okay? The last 3 years, you've shot 40.2, I think, percent from the three-point line. What did you do to improve that?
I think practicing, was a big key, but I think learning to play the game, a little smarter was the biggest key for me. Knowing what's a good shot and taking good shots, as opposed to, being, knowing if I'm open, just going to shoot it. That's a lot of times not just a good shot. Knowing time and score. Is this a good shot at the right time? Do I have my feet all the way set? You know what I mean? So my first 3 years in the league, it was just like, hey, I'm open, shoot it. You know what I mean? Itching for a scratch, basically. And my last 3 years, it's like, I'm open. Maybe I'm open for a reason. This is not what we want right now at this point in the shot clock or at this point during the game. Just shooting better shots. You know what I mean? Better shots.
That is excellent, because I think everybody knows they're going to get better with repetition. And I think everybody knows in the off season they've got to put in a certain amount of shots to get better and that type of thing. But I like hearing that you think it's a matter of shot selection.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That pushed your percentage on up.
Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt.
How has that helped other parts of your game? I know this is an obvious question, but I know now if you shoot 40% from the three, that's 60% from the two-point land. I don't think you can shoot enough. If you shoot 40%, I'd have a big green light over your head if you shoot 40% from the three-point line.
Yeah.
Think that really helps your penetration game?
It helps everything. When you can shoot it at that kind of accuracy, of course, defenses are going to be set to kind of run you off of that line, so to speak, or once he's out there, pressure him. And for me, if I can, if a guy is going to run out at me, reckless abandon, I'm going to get by him, and make a play for somebody else, if not myself. So it's definitely improved my overall game. It's made me have a lot more uncontested two-pointers, because of the guys running out there, running me off the line. And once I get by them, I don't let them get back in front of me. So, it's giving me a lot of mid-range shots, a lot of assists, from the defense shifting and me being able to drop the ball off.
Creates offense.
It really does. So it's really improved my overall game.
This next stat I'm kind of partial to, okay?
Okay.
You've got a career 87% free throw percentage, okay? That's phenomenal for a career. I mean, it'd be great just for one season. But I think anytime you shoot over 80%, you've separated yourself from the crowd. And when you close in on 90, it's just, you're at a very elite status.
Yeah.
What do you credit that kind of percentage to?
It was always about techniques, knowing that, doing the same routine every single time, knowing to keep my elbow in, knowing to get some arch on the shot and following through, and just repetition, just repetition. I just always took a lot of pride in working on that, working on a free throw and knowing that it's free throws, are as big a part of the game as anything, and people, they kind of take that for granted a little bit. If you can score, a team can score 80 points and you get 32, 31 free throws, whoever scores the most, makes the most free throws is going to win a game, you know what I mean? And a lot of times games come down to free throw situations. So people, I don't think, make a big enough deal about the importance of being able to shoot good free throws.
What's going on in your mind at the free throw line? Are you thinking about anything else? Score? What coach is saying? Where you got to get? What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing is going on in my mind. I'm just making sure I go through my regular routine. I take my 4 dribbles. My first dribble, I'm looking at the basket, making sure I'm center.
Right.
My second 2 dribbles, as I'm taking them, I'm looking down, making sure my feet are centered. On that dot right there.
Right.
And my last dribble, I'm back looking at the rim. So I'm 4 dribbles. I'm making sure I'm checking my points out,
Right.
and then I'm spinning the ball, you know, and then I'm right up into my shot now. So that's the only thing I'm thinking about is my routine, not what the score is, not if we're on the road or we're at home, not as if I had 4 turnovers already.
Right.
Nothing but my routine, you know, and knocking those 2 shots down. And you know, I think that you know that pays off for me late in games when, you know, with the games on the line, it's 4 seconds left. I'm not thinking about it if it's 4 seconds left.
Right.
You know, I'm thinking about making sure my routine is right,
Right.
and then knocking them down.
Every great free throw shooter I've talked to can give you exquisite detail, like you just did, on their routine. How many dribbles? They can tell you when they look at the goal, when they take their eyes off,
Yeah.
right? But I think that's what blocks out all those distractions. You're so concentrated on your routine that it blocks out people waving the
agree.
balloons behind and
I agree.
people talking and yelling at you. Even that little voice inside that for some players is saying, oh my gosh, if you miss this, you're the GOAT.
Yeah.
You know, it blocks that out when you're concentrating on that.
I agree. I think, you know, me concentrating on my routine, I don't have time to think about what else is going on. Because once I look at, you know, my ground, my footing,
Right.
and the rim where I'm at, you know,
Right.
about the time I get through with all that, I'm shooting the ball. So I don't have time to look at or think about, you know, those balloons back there or the thunder sticks or, you know, if
Right.
coaches, what play we're running next. I don't have time to,
Right.
you know what I mean, I'm worried about my routine and knocking these shots down. They're free, you know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like if I'm gonna get a free throw, just add those 2 points on the board, you know? I've played for probably 8 different coaches.
8 different coaches.
8 coaches.
See, I think there are skills there that can't be learned on the floor that affects whether a player plays or doesn't play, and that it's a people skill thing. It's how to handle coaches. I mean, coaches are all the time. They're going to clinics every day on how to handle players,
Right.
but players aren't going to clinics on how to handle coaches. You got any thoughts about that you'd share with players about coaches, how to handle different types?
Yeah, I mean, all coaches are different, you know. That's one thing. Every coach is different. You know, some coaches are more demanding than others. Some coaches are just relentless. You know, they just won't let up. Some coaches are more easygoing. I think for me and as a point guard and as, you know, a leader, I think it's my job, you know what I mean, to see what kind of coach we have. What is he like out there? What kind of plays is he like? Is he offensive minded or is he more defensive, you know, minded? Just every little detail. Because I feel like when we're out there, you know, a lot of times you're on the road, it's 20-some thousand in there. I can't hear what he's calling over there. You know what I mean? But if I know him and if we've been through some battles together, I know what he likes at this part of the game. Now I can just call it and I can just be out there coaching, you know, and I can make him feel at ease over there. So it's very important, you know, to learn your coach, and, you know, it's unbelievable to having a relationship like that and know that, you know, if things are going tough, you know, I know that he has that confidence to know that I got it, you know.
Right.
I got everything under control. I got everybody where they need to be at.
Have there been times where you felt like nobody was supporting you in your basketball career when you had to pull yourself up out of the depths to make it?
There's definitely been some dark days, man. You know, the sun doesn't shine every day. You know, my mom and my dad always taught me that, you know, that it's not always going to be glamorous, you know, and it's definitely proved to not be. You know, there's some times earlier in my career where, you know, I was getting traded and, you know, I had injuries that put me out for a season that it wasn't fun. You know what I mean? It wasn't fun. And this game that I grew up loving just wasn't as fun anymore, you know, and they was trying to make it where it really wasn't a game anymore. You know, it was business, it was work, you know what I mean? And I always just wanted it to just be fun, you know, and be a game. Although it was work, I wanted it to be fun, and it sometimes wasn't very fun, you know what I mean? And, you know, that's when, you know, I stayed in the gym, started going back home, playing with the guys I grew up with, you know what I mean? Just getting that love again, falling back in love with it. And, you know, after that, you know, I learned how to deal with it. So the darker days wasn't as dark anymore, you know. I learned, you know, just be able to cut it right off. When you start getting a little stressed off, just wash it off in the shower, you know what I mean? You lose a big game, wash it off, you know what I mean? Let it go, you can't get it back. Right. So, you know, I definitely learned how to deal with it, but before that, learning how to deal with it was tough.
How do you get better in the off season?
In the off season, what I do, I take some time off. I watch tape while I'm like, for instance, right now. Season just ended. I'm taking time off, letting my body just recover, heal. I watch tape while I'm doing that, and I look at myself and I look at my game and I say, man, if I could have did this a little more this season, we would have been better. You know, we would have been better. I would have been better off. I think I'd have made some other people a little better because of that. And then from there, I say, okay, this is what I need to work on this summer, you know. Because a lot of people, they come into the off season saying, okay, I'm gonna work on this. It's 7, 8 things. Summer's not that long. You know what I mean? The summer's not that long, especially, you know, I got 2.5 months. Really 1.5 when I start working out. So, you know, I look at the biggest thing is maybe 1 or 2 things that I know I got time, you know. Right. You got time to work on 1 or 2 things. Right. The game is very complicated. You don't have time to work on 6 or 7 things, you know, in 3 months. Right. You know, I felt like if I work on 1 or 2 things really, really hard, get comfortable enough with it where I can go to it, you know, when the season starts, as opposed to hitting 8 or 9 things, hitting it for 2, 3 days, still not being comfortable enough to use it when it's time to play. So it's about, you know, just being smart when you're training. Right.
Fundamentals sound so boring. They did to me when I was a kid. Fundamentals, oh, I know what this means I'm going to be doing, you know, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, once you've certainly reached my age, even at your age, that's what wins. That's what gets you there. It's what keeps you in the game. It's what keeps you in the game long enough to build a game. Yeah. You know?
I agree. I mean, fundamentals is so underrated, though. You know, and you know, it's not that fun. It's not that fun. Right. You know, I don't even know why that word is in it, fundamentals. You know what I mean? I don't know why it's in it, because it's not that fun and it's not that glamorous. You know, but it's just, it wins, man. It wins. You know what I mean? That's what the game is all about, is fundamentals and knowing how to do it the right way. You know what I mean? As opposed to, you know, the way that might be the newest way. You know what I mean? Just fundamentals. I mean, the game is meant to be played one way. You know what I mean? And I think it's the fundamental way. You know, knowing, you know, dribbling with the left hand and being able to cross it to the right hand, as opposed to, you know, behind the back and under the legs, and, you know what I mean? Just fundamentals. You know what I mean? Just knowing. You know what I mean? Just knowing that if you only need to take 1 dribble or 2 dribbles max, there's no need to take 5 or 6 and do a move and end up at the same spot. You know what I mean? Just fundamentals, just knowing how to play the game.
Chauncey, there are players at all levels, from beginners to advanced, male and female, that are watching this tape in order to get better. I mean, that's why we call it better basketball. We want to get players better. Mm-hmm. What's your advice to them?
I think, you know, my #1 word, man, for getting better, you know, at this game, you know, has always just been repetition, you know, and doing it, you know, and continuing to do it, you know, and just believing in it. Because I just feel like if you do something so many times, your confidence level is going to always change. You know what I mean? You do it for the first time or 2, you're like, man, why can't I 10, 12, 15, 16 times, days in a row, 3 or 4 or 5 months? Now it's become second nature to you. Now it's instincts now. And, you know, I know that I'm not going to miss that shot if I get an open shot, or I'm not going to, you know, misread that play. You know what I mean? So I just think repetition is everything. Repetition.
Repetition is boring. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that, but, you know, if you want to get better, you know what I mean, and if you love this game, it's not that boring. You know what I mean? You can take your ball, and you don't need coach so-and-so to come with you, or your little brother, or, you know, your friends. You can go all by yourself and just do it. You know what I mean? Just continue to shoot that shot, or continue to you know, make your dribble moves or do whatever you're going to do. It's a game that you can play by yourself and you can practice by yourself. So, you know, repetition, I think, is the key to getting better.
Excellent. Hey, I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to come share it with us.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.